In the beginning, after Adam and Eve were expelled from the Garden of Eden for disobeying God, they started a new life outside Eden. They had two sons, Cain and Abel. This story of Cain and Abel, recorded in Genesis 4, is a poignant tale that explores themes of jealousy, sin, and divine justice. Adam and Eve's firstborn was Cain. Eve declared, "With the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man." Genesis 4:1. Shortly after, she gave birth to Abel, Cain's younger brother. The boys grew up learning to work the land and care for livestock. Cain became a farmer, cultivating the soil and growing crops, while Abel became a shepherd, tending to the flocks. As they grew into adulthood, both brothers sought to honor God with offerings from their respective labors. Cain brought some of the fruits of the soil as an offering to the Lord. In contrast, Abel brought fat portions from some of the firstborn of his flock. The Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering, he did not look with favor. The reasons for God's differing responses to the offerings are not explicitly stated in the text, but it is generally interpreted that Abel's offering was made with a sincere heart and in faith, while Cain's was not. Cain was very angry, and his face was downcast. The Lord noticed Cain's reaction and spoke to him, saying, "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." Genesis 4:6-7. God's words were a warning to Cain about the dangers of letting sin and anger take control. However, instead of heeding this warning, Cain allowed his jealousy and resentment towards Abel to fester. Cain said to Abel, "Let's go out to the field." While they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. This act of violence was the first recorded murder in human history. Cain's actions were a direct result of his uncontrolled jealousy and anger, leading him to commit a grievous sin against his own brother. Afterward, the Lord said to Cain, "Where is your brother Abel?" "I don't know," he replied. "Am I my brother's keeper?" The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth." Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from your presence. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me." But the Lord said to him, "Not so. Anyone who kills Cain will suffer vengeance 7 times over." Then the Lord put a mark on Cain so that no one who found him would kill him. So Cain went out from the Lord's presence and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. The mark placed on Cain was a sign of both God's judgment and his mercy. While Cain was punished severely for his sin, God also provided him protection from others who might seek to kill him in retribution. Cain's descendants are noted in the Bible for their various contributions to human civilization. Despite his sin, Cain's lineage included builders of cities and pioneers of music and metalworking. This dual legacy of sin and cultural development shows the complexity of human nature and the possibility of redemption and progress despite past transgressions. Meanwhile, the blood of Abel, who was considered righteous because of his faith and sincere offering, continued to speak to generations about the seriousness of sin and the value of a pure heart before God. Abel is later referenced in the New Testament as an example of faithfulness, Hebrews 11:4, and as a precursor to Christ's own sacrificial death, Matthew 23:35. The story of Cain and Abel is a powerful narrative that conveys deep moral and spiritual lessons. It illustrates the destructive nature of jealousy and anger, the consequences of sin, and the importance of sincere faith and offerings to God. This ancient tale continues to resonate with readers today, reminding us of our responsibilities towards one another and the need to guard our hearts against the temptations that lead to sin. By exploring the lives of Cain and Abel, we learn about the profound impact of our actions and attitudes, both towards God and our fellow humans. The story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of letting negative emotions go unchecked and the necessity of seeking God's guidance and forgiveness in our lives.